Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. And again, we are back with another snow globe tank. This time we are looking at the A46 Different. Now, again, there is only one way you can currently get this tank, and that is if you do the snow globe event, go all the way to the end, and then choose the A46 Different rather than the snow globe. Now, again, like I said in yesterday's video, I personally would choose the snow globe over the A46 Different, and I get a lot of people are going to be doing the same because, you know, the snow globe, there is a lot of tanks that you can get in the snow globe, and to be fair, a lot of them are probably going to be better than the A46 Difference. I mean, these are the list of tanks. There's a few in there. You know, there's not that many, but there's a few in there that I would probably pick the A46 over. But other than that, like a lot of them are good tanks. A lot of them are still good tanks. Some rare tanks. Again, there are some tier 7s, but most of the tier 7s that are in this list, I would probably still prefer over than the A46. Always go for the snow globe before you actually go for the A46 Different. And, you know, as long as you play it enough, you may be able to get both anyway. You know, if you've got free XP or if you've got gold that you're going to use in the event, then, you know, you're going to be able to get both tanks quite easily. So, you know, but always go for the snow globe before you go for the tank. That is what I would definitely recommend. But today we are talking about the tank. It is a light tank. It's a British light tank that, of course, because of the Dead Mouse event, it is all about the Dead Mouse. I love the camouflage. I think the camouflage is very snazzy, and it looks fantastic. It does look fantastic. Does it play fantastic? Not really. But it's okay. I enjoy it. It is a light tank, so of course you're not going to have much armor at all. So 25 mil on your turret, that is all you are going to get, and 25 mil on your hull. So people will HE you. You come in front of a smasher or anything like that, you are going back to the garage, honestly. So do be careful with people and their HE. Your DPM 2525, which I think is decent. And that is just a 3.8 second reload. Your penetration can struggle a little bit. I mean, 162 on your AP and 143 on your HG. So you don't have premium. So if you do come up against tier 8, you're gonna struggle a bit because you've only really got 162 at best penetration because you have HESH. Now HESH is of course very nice. But normally for bigger guns, when you've only got 143 pen, yes, HESH is going to be nice when you come up against certain tier 6s. But, you know, I find that even with this tank and me loving HESH, I find myself just shooting normal AP a lot of the times. But you know, if you do come up against tier 8s, you've really got to try. You've really got to sort of get around them and then come in from a different angle. If you facing them, especially the heavies, you are going to suffer. So yeah, 143 on your premium or on your HE, and then 43 on your cheaper HE. But your cheaper HE does more damage. But again, for the damage dealt, 160 on your AP and 180 on your HESH. So it's only 20 more. So sometimes it's not even worth risking shooting HE on this thing. If that was 200, then yes, it is worth risking. But when you've only got 20 alpha more than your standard round, it's not a lot of difference, to be fair. But, you know, it is what it is. Your aim time is 3.4 and your gun dispersion is 0.317. Now, it is a light tank. These are never going to be fantastic because the whole aim of the tank really is get up close personal, rush around, circle them, and then take your shot. You don't really need aim time or dispersion for that. You're not going to sit at the other side of the map sniping with this tank. You do have 9 degrees of gun depression with a top speed of 67 kilometers per hour. So yes, it's a very quick tank. Now we do only have one game, but one game is all it needs to sort of showcase this tank. And again, I totally forget, to be fair, that this tank has got HESH. The same as the Lion. I totally forgot the Lion had the reserve shell. So I was just firing that third shell like nothing. I didn't care until I realized, hang on a minute, this has got a reserve shell. I'm waiting forever. And this tank as well. Like, there's so many opportunities I had this game to fire the HESH. Like, even here against the M41D, I can shoot him all day long with HESH. And there's also a couple of other tanks now that I'm going to be able to get some shots off. This Cheery, no problem with the HESH. I would be able to penetrate him all day long with HESH. But no, not me. The same as this AMX 1357. And yeah, I'm just stupid, but I didn't realize that this tank actually had HESH. I forgot. Well, I did, because I think I tested it, and I just totally forgot this tank has HESH. But you know, again, it's not one of those tanks that HESH really benefits the tank. I really don't think HESH does benefit. I think it needs heat, and I think it needs to be, of course, more pen than the HESH, because it's just really sometimes not worth shooting the HESH. And when you come up against tier 8s, there's not going to be a lot of opportunity to be able to get that HESH out. Now here, I could really deal with shooting the HESH, because I had so much opportunity to deal a bit more damage. I know it's only 20 alpha more, but I just forget that it had HESH. But we're still done all right, and we're still going to continue to do okay for the rest of the game. So there's only 3 tanks left at the moment, and you know, no problem whatsoever. Let's come against the light tank here and do absolutely no HESH damage to him whatsoever. Even though he doesn't have any armor whatsoever, we still don't use the HESH, and that then just leaves 2 final tanks alive, the M6 and the SU-100Y. So of course I am being very careful, because I don't want to get shot from that SU-100, and as soon as I know where he is, I can push a little bit more forward against this M6, do some damage, and hopefully keep my hit points for the rest of the game, because I'm still a one-shot to the SU, so I still need to be very, very careful. Now, I know we're going to win this game. Like, it's a now 5 versus 1. This SU can't really do anything at all, and we're going to get the shot, and of course we're going to survive just, and we are going to get the final kill. So still just over 2k damage. I think is still decent, and because of the low alpha, you have to shoot a lot to be able to get that kind of damage. But overall, I think it's a decent tank. I just think it would be better with heat rather than HESH. And I do think that everyone is going to go for the snow globe anyway. So as I've said, go for the snow globe. Don't go for the tank. Go for the snow globe. Then later on, if you do have time, then you can go for the tank. But definitely recommend going for the snow globe first. Let me know your thoughts on the A46 Different in the comments below. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.